Yo, I'm giving away $100 Apple gift card for a subscriber. We get up to 300 subs, man. Keep liking, commenting, subscribe. Yeah, what's up with y'all boys, man? It's your boy No Limit Arc, and I'm back, man. I'm finally back. You know what I'm saying? Look, I know probably y'all probably don't care, but I was gone for like 3 weeks, even though I uploaded a little short. I'll probably put down here a little short of me trying Wingstop when I was in Florida, but you know what I'm saying? My MacBook, I accidentally dropped my MacBook off the side of my bed and the LED was messed up. So I had to drop it off at Best Buy. And then I went out of town to Florida. And then I just got my MacBook today. So, anyways, I don't care about none of that. Y'all here for the reactions, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're finna react to, once again, I'm not remembering the title of the video. Hold on. Rappers who went broke in the stupidest ways. Okay? I gotta remember, look at the camera, not the MacBook, alright? But this is by Sunny V2. He has over 3 million subscribers. He makes videos like this. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying? With nothing else to say, man, let's get it. Alright, bro, make sure y'all give this video a thumbs up.
Before filing for bankruptcy, 50 Cent was spending $108,000 per month to rent an 18-bedroom mega mansion, while T-Pain's bankruptcy was so brutal that by the end of it, he had to borrow money just to buy Burger King.
Bro, that's one thing I always thought about, like, and I'm not, obviously, cause I'm not in their shoes, but it's like, bro, like, how the money these people be making, bro, like, how do y'all just be running through it? Like how? Like when they just said, hold on, let me say how much they said 50 Cent's rent was. 108 $108,000 per month, bro. Like that's fucking like renting. He said rent, right?
Month to rent an 18-bed.
Bro, rent? Dog, with that much money, if I had that much money, I would just bought a house, like, and there wouldn't even be no crazy house like this, really. But bro, it's like, fuck, like renting though, like not even buying a house, just renting, like that's crazy. But he said T-Pain was needing borrow money for Burger King, like that's crazy, like. How does it even get that bad? But I guess we're gonna find out.
He had to borrow money just to buy Burger King. However, let's begin by talking about DMX, who had to file for bankruptcy on 3 separate occasions as he couldn't afford child support. Oh, well. You see, DMX had 7...
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the reason right there. That's the reason.
Children with 11 different women, and almost every child resulted in some kind of lawsuit or child support requirement. For example, DMX was sued for $1.5 million worth of child support in 2008 after a genetic test confirmed that he was the father of a previously unclaimed baby, which when combined with his declining music career resulted in his first bankruptcy filing. 4 years later in 2012, DMX was sued by a different ex-partner.
Oh yeah, kids. I probably should have said it earlier. Yeah, I guess that's really the only reason. I guess kids are like a serious addiction or something, but yeah. Bro,
further $1 million worth of child support, and a year after this lawsuit, he'd file for bankruptcy a second time. His third bankruptcy would occur in 2016, during which it would be discovered that DMX had racked up a further $1.7 million worth of unpaid child and family support, which accompanied $950,000 in bank debt and $1.7 million worth of tax debt. Since he had $0 in his bank account, DMX was sentenced to 6 months in prison for the child support, a further year in prison for the unpaid taxes, and was also ordered to pay the government $2.29 million in restitution after he was released from his time behind bars. However, DMX never had the chance to pay the amount back in full, as he'd die in April 2021, and despite his extensive family tree, DMX never wrote a will, meaning that his family was still involved in money-related legal battles even after he was dead and buried. Tiger was certainly better at managing his child support payments, although...
Ain't that the same thing going on with Takeoff's family? He ain't have a will, not his family find out stuff. That's why I gotta make sure I have them wills written down. But
definitely had a weakness when it came to luxury spending. After cultivating his career as a successful rapper, Tyga's name entered news headlines after he'd purchased a $200,000 Mercedes Maybach for his girlfriend while being $480,000 behind in rental payments on a luxury Malibu home. As a result, Tyga was sued by his landlord, although he...
Remember, wasn't his girlfriend Kylie too? Like, bro, like, nigga. I don't know. Yeah, y'all boys gotta be smart with your money. That's
failed to show up to court as he was on holiday in Turks and Caicos. Yet this situation wasn't the only example of Tyga spending big in one area while being financially behind in another. For example, in 2016, while shopping for a new Bentley, Tyga's Ferrari 458 was repossessed in the parking lot as Tyga hadn't been paying for the loan. Despite this, Tyga would go on to purchase another Mercedes Maybach, as well as a Land Rover, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, all of which were repossessed for non-payment, while he was seen looking at a brand new Lamborghini. In addition to this, Tyga was sued by a second landlord for $181,000 after once again missing rental payments in 2016, which was followed by a third property-related lawsuit in 2020, where Tyga had racked up over $200,000 in damages and unpaid rent.
Wait, so I was wondering, did he get his money back? Because I know he dropped like Taste around, shit, was that 2018? Yeah, 2018. Yeah, I was around 9th grade. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he made some bread off that song, but I guess he was still doing stuff like this. Wasn't paying his debts and stuff.
Another rental property. It was then revealed that Tyga was being court-ordered to pay for $200,000 worth of unpaid jewelry, which accompanied the accusation by his ex-girlfriend Black China that he'd been missing child support payments. And just to add a cherry on top of the cake, while all of this was going down, Tyga was in $890,000 worth of tax debt to the government. Despite all of this, Tyga is still seen flexing a lavish life on social media, which is a luxury unavailable to rap producer Scott Storch, who blew through 70...
Look, one thing I want to say about that is, like, once again, social media, I feel like people just be trying so hard to look cool on social media, really. Like, you just seen bruh had all that unpaid debt, and he's still on here flexing cars, and, like, it just, that life, it's just the image you gotta portray on social media, especially as a rapper. Like, you gotta, like, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know, because I would never see myself in a situation like that. Like, first off, I had this much money, I wouldn't be renting a place. I would just buy me a place. So that's just one thing. Second off, I get it as a girl and stuff, but it's like, bro, I wouldn't give a car like that unless I know I got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if your girlfriend probably richer than you. So... cause I'm pretty sure Kylie had more money than him at one point when they was together, so.
$1 million in less than 3 years. Scott had earned this money by producing for some of the biggest names in music, including Kanye West.
What did you say?
Years.
Blew through 70 million in less than 3 years, dog. That is crazy. That is insane.
Scott had earned this money by producing for some of the biggest names in music, including Kanye West, Dr. Dre, and Jay-Z. Yet Scott Storch's insane net worth began to diminish after he'd purchased an insane supercar collection.
30 cars, including Bugattis and Ferraris and all that kind of stuff.
As well as a $10.5 million mansion where he housed more than 20 staff, including a boat captain, just in case he wanted to go out on his yacht.
The captain was on full-time staff?
Yeah.
In case you want to take the boat out?
No, I wouldn't even have a boat or a captain, bro, because I don't even like being on the water, so that.
And the boat was how many bedrooms?
7.
7-bedroom boat, worth about how much?
20 million.
20 million.
Scott went on to explain just how much this lifestyle was costing him.
My monthly overhead for my household employees was somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million a month I was spending.
And that if he continued to work, there wouldn't have been any problems, although this isn't what he would do.
It went from me working and delivering to doing drugs and not going to the studio.
I just stopped working, and then I got depressed and
Yes. I mean, I guess if you're making that much crazy money and spending it, I guess, I mean, you're just making it back. But, like, I go what he just said, like, drug addiction and stuff, and he just hasn't been feeling like going to the studio. And I mean, yeah, that's probably a reason. But dog, that much money, I wouldn't be playing around with stuff like that. Like, Look, 'cause all I need, bruh, I stay a nice little house on the hills with like a big pool, you know what I'm saying, an indoor court. Look, couple bedrooms. I wouldn't say no crazy amount of bedrooms, not no 12, but maybe like I'd say 4 or 5. A pool is also indoors, you know what I'm saying, maybe we heat it. Look, kitchen, probably a little weight room, something like that. I said it simple like that, just a normal everyday house, but a garage, maybe I say a 3-4 car garage. You know, let me not say simple, cause that's not as simple, but like, okay, that probably is gonna cost you that much money, but still, like, just buying that house instead of renting it out, like.
As mentioned, Scott stopped making music and instead began to get addicted to the nightlife in Miami. And with no money coming in plus $1 million a month going out, it was only going to be so long before Scott hit zero. By 2009, just 3 years after having a net worth of $70 million, Scott had filed for bankruptcy. 6 years later, Scott would file for bankruptcy a second time, claiming to have a grand total of $3,600 of assets to his name, $100 in cash, $500 in clothing, and a $3,000 watch. Most shocking, his music companies are valued at $0, and in 2014 he made a grand total of only $10,000. Throughout this hardship, Fat Joe was one of the only rappers to keep their friendship with Scott, possibly because Fat Joe went through a similar situation himself. Fat Joe had earned $1.18 million in 2007, $1.28 million in 2008, $265,000 in 2009, and $630,000 in 2010. However, despite having made this $3.3 million in only 4 years, Fat Joe failed to pay taxes on it. He was able to come up with $718,000 and had also done extensive charity work. However, this wasn't enough to satisfy the judge, who sentenced Fat Joe to 4 months in prison. Despite taking personal responsibility for his actions by stating, "There was a lot going on in the years that I didn't file my taxes, but it was my responsibility," less than 4 years later, Fat Joe entered news headlines again after the IRS revealed that he still owed them $1.1 million in taxes. However, this number was absolutely nothing in comparison to Fat Joe's friend Lil Kim, who owed almost 4 times more and became, quote, too poor to file for bankruptcy. Lil Kim wasn't nearly as successful as some of the other rappers featured on this list. However, this didn't stop her from purchasing a $2.3 million mansion back in 2002, notably with the help of a mortgage. Throughout the 2000s, Kim's music career slowed dramatically, and by 2018, Kim was filing for bankruptcy.
I feel like you gotta have a good awareness of your money, bro. Like fuck, like, again, like, you gotta know when your range is, what your range and what isn't your range. Like, if I had her amount of money, like, I wouldn't buy a house on mortgage. Like, I would try to buy, maybe probably like a normal, say 3 bedrooms, 2 stories. No, like a normal house you see in the suburbs. Even though that's probably like, in reality, that's probably around 100K, 200K. Nowadays, cause it's crazy to buy a house now, but yeah, around there. Cause I know she probably got a Lil Kim. I know Lil Kim probably had probably 1 to 2 mil net worth. You know what I'm saying? With that net worth, you can buy a house, a normal suburban house. You don't gotta be no crazy mansion, but yeah, if I had her net worth, I would just buy it.
And she still owed the full $2 million on her property, despite the 16 years that had passed. In addition to this, Kim now owed $1.85 million to the government for 13 years worth of unpaid taxes, which accompanied a further $185,000 in unpaid legal fees. The bankruptcy became even worse after discovering that by 2018, Kim was earning a comparatively small $18,000 per month, of which $2,000 went to staff, another $2,000 went to clothing, and $10,000 went to travel fees, meaning she had less than $4,000 per month to dig herself out of $4 million worth of debt.
Damn, okay, so 2,000 staff, like, you probably don't need that much people. You don't need that much people in your staff. Probably need someone who can schedule, in reality, you really can schedule yourself. I mean, you don't really need somebody to have a schedule for you. I never understood why people would have somebody to, like, what's it called? Like, I guess an assistant, but like someone who like schedules stuff for them. Like, how come you can't do it yourself? I mean, I know it's a lot, but then I feel like you should. I don't know. That's just me personally. So, trying to think of people's staff you really need. Damn, to be honest, you don't even need a staff really. I guess someone who like, I don't know. She was a singer, so I guess like backup dancers and stuff. But I mean, rapper or whatever you call it. $2,000 for clothing. Yeah. I don't want to say I don't understand that because I spent somewhere around there about clothes, but with that, okay, I'll give you a pass for $2,000 for clothing because I understand clothes nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know what I'm saying? New shoes. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have an image. You know what I'm saying? $10,000 for travel. How much do you even need to travel? If you was dealing with a budget, I obviously want to spend $2,000 on clothes. I don't know. I gotta know how much is coming in. So okay, 18 per month. You don't need a staff. Clothes, maybe cut that down to 1,500. Maybe 1,000. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 10,000 traveling. I don't know. You might need to travel because
somehow Lil' Kim managed to, quote, get her finances into good shape and her bankruptcy filing was dismissed. However, MC Hammer wasn't quite so lucky. Despite having the 5th best-selling hip-hop album of
everybody knows about this.
all time, which sold 17 million copies and featured songs such as You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer wasn't able to stay out of financial trouble. He bought more than 17 luxury cars, a private jet, 2 helicopters, and 21 racehorses. Some of the horses were valued at around $1 million.
You need a horse for like shit. I swear, niggas don't know what to do with money, bruh. Like what the hell you need 21 horses for? 21 racehorses for? Or 2 helicopters? Like, I mean, honestly, me personally, I won't even own a helicopter. I don't give a flying. I don't care about no helicopter. But I guess okay, I'll give you a pass for 1 helicopter. 17 luxury cars is crazy. Like, I'll probably, if I had that much money, I'll probably buy 6. 5 or 6 is okay. 5 or 6 is okay. Okay, 5 or 6. Well, that's more than okay. That's literally like that's more than okay. 5 or 6 electric cars. That is crazy. 17 is just pushing it. Like I said, unless you raking in that much money per month, then you can go ahead and do what you want. But like, you gotta know your budget, dog. You gotta know your budget. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I don't care how much money I get. I'm not buying 21 racehorses. But like, say you pulling $100K a month. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know north. You gotta go maybe one. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I don't know. You gotta be more aware.
Most of his expenses, however, were on his home. He bought a property in Fremont, California for $12 million and spent another $30 million on renovations to turn it into his dream home. He added a bowling alley, basketball court, baseball field, recording studio, movie theater, 17-car garage, tennis courts, and 2 swimming pools to the 40,000 square foot mansion. One of the pools was shaped like his signature baggy pants that came to be known as Hammer Pants. He added several marble statues of himself throughout the property and installed a gold hot tub in his bedroom. And
what the hell you need a gold bathtub for? What type of grown ass nigga taking baths? I guess a bubble bath, but like still, like nigga, we shower over here. I guess a gold shower, but shit, never. But nah, a baseball field is crazy. Like, that's just crazy. A baseball field. Okay, a bowling alley. I don't know. I mean, you got that. I mean, if I had that much money, I'll probably get a little bowling alley. I'll take a basketball court. I'll take a movie theater for sure. But the other stuff is unnecessary. Like, why the fuck you need 2 pools for?
keep everything running smoothly, he employed a staff of nearly 200 people on the property, which cost him an estimated $500,000 a month. Unsurprisingly, less than 5 years later, MC Hammer had filed for bankruptcy, at which point it would be revealed that he hadn't only spent his entire $70 million fortune, but had also taken on a further $13 million in loans, which had been borrowed from over 200 different lending institutions. Despite having spent a total of $42 million on his California dream home, the property resold for only $6.5 million. Damn. However, if we're on the topic of expensive homes,
is that house still up today? Cause shit, that look kind of nice. I mean, well, I know I can't afford that, but still, like, shit, that's a crazy ass house. I ain't gonna lie. That'd probably be fun as hell to live in that too. But anyway, bro, we see Birdman up here.
Repossessed by the bank, we need to talk about Birdman, who's ranked as the 15th richest rapper in the world with a net worth of $110 million. But this is what makes Birdman's story unique. If he was worth over $100 million, why was his Miami mansion being repossessed by the bank for non-payment? Birdman had purchased the home back in 2012 for $14.5 million, yet by 2017, a foreclosure suit had been filed by the bank, and quote, all personal items within the home, including platinum records gracing the wall walls, a pool table, and dozens of pairs of shoes were all confiscated and placed in storage. The mansion was eventually sold by the bank for $10.85 million in July 2020. However, Birdman's lawyer has come out to explain the foreclosure, stating that it was the result of illegal loan terms set by the bank, so perhaps take Birdman's bankruptcy with a grain of salt. However, there's no ambiguity around how T-Pain went broke, as he's now come on
Dawg, I was about to say Lil Jon. I was about to say Lil Jon. Bro, I was gonna say Lil Jon, but yeah, T-Pain
podcast to
said
explain
he couldn't even get. He said he had to borrow money to get Burger King, man.
just how brutal his bankruptcy was. T-Pain had built up a net worth of over $40 million at his peak in 2007.
Hey, I know it's another unrelated thing, but bro, I'd love to have an arcade in my house too. I ain't gonna lie, a little arcade too. Okay, my house getting too crazy.
With all of his closest rap friends advising him that as long as he kept rapping, the money would keep on coming in.
Everybody before me that I had to look up to, they were just like, no, this is great. Once you start rapping, it's good, just money all the time. Nothing bad's ever gonna happen. Your family's not gonna come after you. Just rap, and it's just girls and swimming pools after this.
For this reason, his spending began to get out of control.
I bought my Bugatti.
You bought it for $2.1 million.
$2.1 million.
And then you, very shortly thereafter, you sold it for, all they gave you was $800,000.
Yeah.
So it was like renting a car for $1.3 million.
Yeah.
With the purchase of his Bugatti accompanying a $400,000 chain and houses for his workmates.
I got this house I want to get. I got this other house for my assistants and, you know, all my runners and my producers and stuff. So we bought a house after that, and we just started going crazy with the money. I wasn't paying attention to it.
Which was extra bad, as T-Pain never even checked in on how much money he had.
I didn't want to know because I was led to believe that it's only gonna grow. Because these rappers told me that I'm just gonna make money forever. It's just gonna keep going up and up.
In the process, T-Pain began to create less music, and within a few years, his accountant was advising him that he was almost out of money.
My accountant was like, dude, you're like out of money. And I was like, no, I'm not.
Shoot, that much money, you better be rapping your ass. So I'm talking about you making 10 songs a day. I'm talking about album, mixtape, album. I'm talking about back to back with that much spending.
T-Pain seemed confident that he had plenty of cash left. Reality set in for him after he'd have to borrow money just to buy food.
When you say you was broke, you had like $0 broke?
I had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
What's the most you ever had in the bank at one time?
40 million.
However, T-Pain was lucky to get away with a loss of only 40 million, as the final person on our list makes this number look like loose change, 50 Cent. 50 didn't only release the 10th best-selling American hip-hop.
I didn't even know he was going. I never know he went broke. But I know seen early in this video he said 108,000 a month, $108,000 a month. Crazy.
Of all time, but he also made over $100 million on a vitamin water investment, plus a further $78 million from a luxury underwear deal. In the late 2000s, 50 Cent made an estimated $300 million in only 2 years, so when it announced that he was filing for bankruptcy in mid-2015, with debts totaling over $32 million, the entire world was thinking the same thing. How did this happen? Well, after 50 Cent uploaded a sex tape with Rick Ross's girlfriend, 50 was successfully sued for $7 million, which accompanied another court order for 50 Cent to pay $17 million to a headphone manufacturer after one of their collabs went sour. 50 Cent's clothing company G-Unit Clothing then fell out of the spotlight, which accompanied the closing of his movie company G-Unit Productions, as well as his boxing company SMS Promotions. Throughout the whole process, the global financial crisis had taken a toll on the value of 50 Cent's investments, and by 2015 he was earning a comparatively small $185,000 per month. You could certainly argue that this was enough for 50 to get back on his feet. However, $108,000 of this monthly income was going toward an 18-bedroom mega mansion, while the remaining $77,000 was going toward menial expenses such as his gardener, with bankruptcy documents revealing that 50 Cent still owed money to his stylist, fitness coach, and even his barber. Despite this, he began to troll on social media with posts such as this one, spelling out the word broke with $100 bills, and within 2 years, 50 Cent had paid back $23 million worth of his $32 million debt. 50 Cent eventually got back to zero, and according to Google, has built up a net worth of $40 million over the last 5 years.
Yeah, dog, like, bro, you just gotta be aware, like, you gotta be careful, like, what the
I
fuck?
actually just broke up with my boyfriend this morning.
Oh, dude.
What the hell?
No, it's not. It's not like that. I'm not.
Bro, what the
upset.
hell?
Were you not together very long?
Like 2
Bro,
years.
what the fuck? Alright, bro. I don't know what the hell that was, bro, but yeah, man. Like I was saying before, man, you gotta be aware of your situation, dog. Like, shit, but then you don't know how you gonna act. When you making that much money, dog, you don't know how you gonna act, bro. Like these niggas making like
From using aimbot during a live CSGO tournament to completing Super Mario 64 with
dog, I swear I pressed pause like 5 times at the end of the video, bro. I don't know how to. But anyway, like I was saying, bro, you don't know how you gonna act with that much money, dog. Like, you don't know. Like, you had niggas making over 100 mil, bro. Like, shh. You don't know how you gonna act with that much money, bro. But like, I don't know. I feel like I'll be different, bro. Cause all my life I was taught how to use money and how to, you know. I mean, I'm good in finance. You know, I was gonna take that in college. I was gonna take it right now, but I don't know. I ain't mess with it. But I do finance. Finance is probably my second favorite thing I ever learned. But yeah, man. If you like this video, bro, give us a like, comment, subscribe, share, man. It's your boy Lemon Arc, and I'm out.